Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Biz Tips. So, guys, guess what? There's this gentleman I met, geez, oh my God, almost 10 years ago. And I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm excited to have him on the pod because he's an awesome entrepreneur. He's been doing a lot in the space, and I can't wait for him to share. Rick, what's up, man?
Gilbert, no, it's been quite a while. I remember we had a meeting before the pandemic, and for some reason I remember we met at a Panera in, in Morristown in New Jersey at one time. It's so random, but yeah, that's it's been quite a while though since we've connected.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad to see you. I'm excited for you to share everything you got going on. But before we get started, who is Rick?
Well, that's that's a good question because I don't usually like answer these type of questions because I'm never really asked. So I'm gonna give you my personal like who I am
Yeah.
personally and then in business wise. So personally, uh, I've been married 15 years, been with my wife for 21 years total, two kids,
By the
and
way, you look like you're 19, so
oh thanks. Yeah, by the way, I'm 41.
wow.
Um, and so yeah, I've been enjoying the life with the wife and kids
hmm
and business wise. It's been one hell of a journey. Let me tell you that. It's been ups and downs, a lot of downs.
hmm
Um, but I have an affiliate marketing agency, and about 6 months ago, so July 5th, 24, I acquired another agency that basically grew my business, like quadrupled it
Wow.
overnight. Uh,
Congrats.
so yeah, I did that. So I'm into the acquisitions and doing that, and so it's been quite the journey. So that acquisition process was a process, but I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So
Yeah.
that's just who I am. I can't imagine myself working a 9 to 5, getting a W-2. Just it's not my thing. And yeah, I what I've been led into is I've been
hmm
helping like younger like teenagers learn about entrepreneurship. So
Mm.
to
Mentoring.
my kids high school. They go to a private Catholic school in New Jersey, and I've been
hmm
going there and like guest speaking at um, for classes on entrepreneurship and business and things like that. So I'm trying to help the next generation understand what entrepreneurship is because they see the private jets.
Yeah, on
They, they,
Instagram.
they see all that garbage when it's just that's just not reality. It's and I told them my story, and we're going to get into my story a little bit, but yeah, so it's just I'm in business to just help the next generation, but
Mm.
also I want to set my own family up for success in the
I
future.
love it. So let's dive deeper, right? How'd you get into entrepreneurship?
It's just complete like accident. There was no like plan here. So this is going back to 2009. I was a pharmaceutical sales rep, so I was going in and out of doctors' offices,
Yeah.
and at that time there was the industry was getting shaken up a little bit, and I lost my job
Mm.
and had a newborn baby, which she's now what 13, 14, yeah. So yeah,
That's amazing.
she's gonna be 14 in a couple months, and yeah. So I just figured I'm out of work. My wife is just going back to work from maternity leave.
Mm.
No money. We have a mortgage, a new baby, so it's
Oh my God.
like crap. I got to figure this out fast. So I just Googled how to make money online, and it came up like affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
So I did research, and then what I did is I built like an affiliate website where I was
hmm
reviewing like baby products.
Oh
So
my
as I do
God.
that, I was
You're doing that
automatically an
in
expert.
2009 before everybody even stopped using YouTube. That's insane.
Yeah, so I was writing reviews, doing video reviews, and linking everything back to Amazon products. So every time I people bought a product through my links, I would get a commission. That paid the bills for a while, but it wasn't really something I wanted to do long term. So I wanted
Yeah.
to get on the other side of affiliate marketing and manage the actual brand side. So
hmm
like recruit new affiliates and manage that whole process. So I basically cold called agencies to say,
Wow.
do you want me to come work for you? I want to learn how to do this and
Yeah.
help you out. I had one woman give me a shot, and that's all I needed, and I learned a lot in a couple years working for her. Then I went to a bigger agency, and from there I was realizing, wow, what he's paying me and what the clients are paying him,
There's a big gap.
it's big giant gap, and it's like, and I didn't like it. I was getting resentful.
Mm.
So I decided, I'm like, I'm gonna do this myself. I have all the knowledge. I didn't do anything unethical. I didn't steal anything from them. I
Yeah.
just took all my knowledge and I just started my own consulting at the time. It wasn't like a big thing. So I just did started getting clients,
Yeah.
and from that it turned into to where I am today, where I have um a prospering affiliate business, and it's just it's wonderful. But in between all that, there was just times where I was just questioning, why am I doing this? What am I doing?
It was crazy. I think a lot of us go through that process and it doesn't stop, right? Like it's not a one-time thing where you go through it like, why am I doing this? You might I still go through this sometimes today.
Oh, I was doing it the other day. I'm like because I just hit the 6 month mark of acquiring the business, and I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I sign up for like more HR headaches and and client issues? Like, why did I do this? But then you sit down and you really think about it, and you're like, my life's in a lot better spot now than it
Yeah,
was.
than it was years ago.
Yeah.
Now I agree 100%, man. I'm curious, when you started building your affiliate agency, I remember when you first started with it. What has been some of the biggest lessons you've learned in the process? And for people that don't know, what the hell is an affiliate agency?
All right. See, so we'll start with that one. So the affiliate agency is basically we go to brands
Mm-hmm.
and offer our services to run the day-to-day operations of their affiliate program.
Okay.
Many brands don't understand how much work is involved in this. They think they can just set it up and forget it.
Mm.
It doesn't work like that. You got to be in their day-to-day. So we go out there, we um, identify new affiliates for them,
Mm-hmm.
bring them on board, work with them, build a relationship with them, because it's affiliate is a relationship oriented business. They're not going to just
Yeah.
sign up for to be an affiliate and just start promoting your product. You got to send them a sample, like get to know them, find out what makes them tick, and that all takes time. And
Yeah.
these brands don't have the time to do that. So we do all that. We communicate with the affiliates, onboard them, get them what they need, work with them monthly to keep them engaged, find out why they're not hitting sales and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and find out what we can do to make it easier for them. Strategy. So we develop strategies for these brands, and all that goes into what we do. We do that for
So technically, it's kind of like an external sales team that get paid a commission on by using their network and their audience to promote a brand's product. Now, is that correct?
that's yeah. You pretty much have the best definition I've ever heard.
Awesome. Thank you. So with that said, do you do it mostly for e-commerce brand or are you doing it for a software brand? Because I'm telling you, I've seen it really big in the software space.
Yeah, so we do for both, but our bread and butter is e-commerce.
Gotcha.
The software is you may think affiliates like the same overall, but it's two different animals, like two different
Mm.
types of affiliates, and um, yeah, it's
Give us like what makes them different, right?
yeah. So the e-com affiliates, you're working more with like review websites and people
Hmm.
that are like finding the best products, things like that. Where software, you're more targeting like B2B
Yeah.
and in the business side, and you got to have a totally different um, pitch
Hmm.
to reach out to them, and the way that those affiliates um, are engaged and are like incentivized is totally different than e-commerce.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
I
They
didn't know.
operate differently. And the B2B usually is higher commissions because there's more
Yeah.
margin
Yeah, and it's sometimes recurring too.
and it's recurring. So with e-com, it's usually that sale, you're done. You got to just keep getting
Gotcha.
sales. Where on the B2B side, you could have brands that are offering, as long as that sale that they generated keeps,
Yeah.
if we're still a customer, they'll get commission for the life of the customer. That's how it's different. But then there's all kinds of things that factors into incentivizing them based on that. Is it a
Hmm.
one-time deal? So the affiliate like the affiliate model in essence is the same, but it's just different with the two B2B and B2C. It's just
Interesting. No, I love the fact that you share that because I've done some affiliate in the B2B software space because of what I do, and it's recurring, which I love, and I 100% recommend it to anyone who can do it, right? So
yeah,
I want to take it a step further, right? So not only you build a successful affiliate agency, but you went and buy another one
yeah.
or you buy another business. Tell us about that process. How did you, because a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, right? They want to grow their business, and growth is not easy, right? Growth comes with a lot of pain. You took a smart way to growth by just, you know what? I'm just gonna buy another one. When did that idea come about? What are some of the lessons you learned? Tell us what was that process?
So it started like I have a mentor and a coach. And
Mhm.
you interviewed him, Marty Funky.
Yes, Marty's the man.
Yeah, I've known Marty since like 2010, 11. So I would go way back with him, and he's I was at an affiliate conference in Vegas in January of 24, and he brought up this business listing. He's like, "This will be perfect for you." I'm like, let me look into it. And then we started going through the process. I'm like, let's do this. Let's get serious and put an LOI in because it's
Yeah.
they have a good client base and um yeah, the whole process. Let me tell you, if you've never done an acquisition before, you're gonna get in like a crash course. So you're gonna be like an expert at the end of all this and in many things. It was one hell of a process from beginning to end, and there was ups and downs throughout the whole process, a lot of downs, and there was
Mm.
times where I killed the deal. The person came back and we figured it out. And then it was just one of those things where it's like if you don't know what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
it could have been a really bad thing.
Mm.
With acquisitions, you have to have someone on your side that knows what they're doing and how they're doing it, and that's how I got hooked up with Marty.
Yeah.
That's that's what he does. He acquires and sells businesses all day. And without him, I would have been screwed because I would have gotten a horrible deal.
Mm.
And and yeah, and I got favorable terms on it, but it just comes down to trusting the advice of people that are giving
Yeah.
that you're getting, but also not taking things personally
Mm.
because
Tell us more about that. What do you mean by that?
because they would come back with things and like they would want me to do certain things or request me to do certain things. They wanted me to take out like a HELOC on my house to finance this, and I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like I'm not putting my house on the block for this.
Is that
Uh,
SBA?
no, this is just the SBA is a totally separate thing, but they wanted me to just to put a bigger down payment down,
Oh wow.
and they wanted me to like to take equity out of my house and all that stuff, and they they were I wouldn't say they're hiding things, but they were just not forthcoming where I had to do a lot of my own digging. And
Mm-hmm.
initially I took it personally because I'm like, what are they hiding? I'm like, why are they doing this? What's wrong with the business?
Mm.
Then I realized the person that was selling the business wasn't really day-to-day operations in the business, so he didn't really know what was going on.
Mm.
And doing your due diligence
Yes.
is
Let's
so
talk
important.
about that because I think a lot of people get, because right now this is the time where a lot of people talking about buying and selling
Yeah.
businesses, right? A lot of gurus around that say you could buy a business with no money down, and nobody tells you the full truth around that, right?
No,
Because you still got
no.
to pay for due diligence. Tell us about that process. Did you hire someone to do a quality of earning, or did you have your own accounting team? Like, what was that process look like? Because normally that takes the most time.
Yeah, so the due diligence process was quite lengthy. It was a majority of the time, really. Um, I didn't hire my like CPA or anything to do like. forensic work or anything like
Mhm.
that because their books weren't crazy, but I had Marty helping me out because
Gotcha.
he knew what questions to ask and what information to look for and
Hmm.
to identify, and then once I found it, I would go back to the seller and be like, "Hey, what's going on here?" So I had Marty
Guidance.
as my advisor, my M&A
Yeah.
advisor. He was looking in this. He knew as much about this business as I did, and he was just saying like, "Look, I would look into this more, or I would ask questions about this.
Mm.
Why is this like this? That kind of thing." So, um, yeah, essentially, I got him to help me out, and uh, I basically did it for. He didn't. I didn't pay him any money for it. He just got.
Wow.
He's got some equity, phantom equity in my business now.
Smart, smart.
And
Now I'm curious, are you able, I know some things you can't share, but are you able to share a little bit about what was the deal structure or nah?
yeah, so the deal structure was I put a down payment down, like a
Hmm.
small, just whatever the minimum was, the down payment, and we did I did an SBA,
Hmm.
which we talk about my house being on the block. So yeah, the SBA they do require like liens on that on properties and stuff like that. But I was more comfortable doing that than taking out like a HELOC to do a down payment and then yeah, it just became. But the SBA loan was there, and we're doing some seller financing as well.
Gotcha, gotcha. So you got some seller finance, SBA, and then you put a down payment toward it. Now
Yeah,
let's talk about what nobody talks about, right? Post acquisition,
yeah,
the transition process. How was that first 100 days?
yeah. It was interesting because it wasn't like ridiculously challenging because I was going from like agency to agency, so I knew what I was doing. But having more employees
Mm-hmm.
that didn't know me, that
Yeah,
didn't like understand how I operated, and what I didn't do in the first 3 months, I didn't make any drastic changes at all. I
I
didn't do
love it.
anything crazy. Whatever was there, I just worked around. Um, and and essentially we had like one client, one of the bigger clients, their revenue did drop.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we had I didn't mention this. We had clauses in the contract to prevent that, like to
Yeah,
like mitigate that. So if revenue dropped below a certain threshold, we would figure something out like in terms of like comp and
in terms of seller finance comp.
yeah. So yeah,
Gotcha,
I would get something back if if revenue dropped below a certain
gotcha,
number.
gotcha. Okay.
And so yeah, we did that, and like it was just there was no serious issues, but it was just the human aspect of it where I couldn't make I couldn't make drastic changes either, really, just based on
Mm-hmm.
um the way the seller financing was set up. So if I did something like that hurt the business, it would affect me negatively.
Yeah.
So I really couldn't do anything. Now we're at 6 months now, and now I can do whatever the hell I want.
Mm.
And I'm at the point now where I have the employees all didn't leave. It's just one went on maternity leave and work dried up in one aspect, so they're gone. But I have one person left from the original
Mm-hmm. Team.
transition, but I have everything's still running smoothly. But I do want to go back to the due diligence part real quick
Yeah.
because this could be helpful to people that are looking to acquire business.
Yes.
There was a key person that I thought was a key person to the business. She was like the general manager.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to take me for everything I had in terms of like salary, equity, sign-on bonuses, all kinds
Wow.
of things. And then the more I did research on what her role was, she wasn't critical at all, and I didn't bring her with me, and
Ah, that's huge.
and
That is huge to know.
so you gotta do on your key people you think are key. You gotta make sure you're finding out what exactly they do, and is it
Yeah.
really key? Because I was told by the owner that clients were questioning whether she was coming or not, and if she wasn't coming, they were gonna pull out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna take my chances.
Yeah.
And she she didn't do what she said she was doing, and she was going to be she was overpaid to begin with, and she was going to be really overpaid with me, and I wasn't having
Wow.
it, so I just cut her loose. I'm like, you're not coming with me, kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lose a single client, not one client. The funny thing is, not one client even noticed she was gone.
Wow, wow. I love the fact that you went deeper in due diligence and share that because, there's a lot of folks that say, well, you need to keep those key people, but you realize, hey, are they really key? Or is
Yeah.
that what you think?
That's like I was told she was key, so I took them at their word for the
Yeah,
beginning.
face
Then I
value.
started digging. I dug in, and I'm like, this
Oh,
person's
wow.
not key. I replaced her with someone, and like I said, no one even noticed.
I love it. So I know we're gonna end up soon, right? What is that, you know, all your lesson when it comes to growth through acquisition? What would be that one small biz tips you would share with any entrepreneurs or business owner who's thinking about going the acquisition right for growth? That what would be that one tip or lessons you've learned that you would share with them?
Don't just buy a business to buy a business,
Mm,
because that right there is like I was looking at businesses for many months beforehand and like just thinking it would make sense, but
yeah,
when I really thought about it, it didn't make sense for my situation.
yeah,
Gotta do what's going to be right for the long term of the business that
running
you're
right now.
that you're acquiring, and you're kind of like bringing them together. Because if you're buying a business that doesn't make sense, then you're gonna end up buying a job, and you're gonna end up probably messing up somewhere, and losing
Mm,
money. So um, make sure you buy a business that makes sense, and that's practical to your situation. Because if I bought another business that I was looking at, and one of the other businesses I was looking at, I would have regretted it. Now,
mm,
like, because right now I bought it because it was in the same
yeah.
business, so I'm good. But um, yeah, just don't just buy business to buy business. And if you do buy a business, make sure your diligence is
Tight.
top notch,
I love
tight,
it.
and don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask for help from outside people, because you might think you know the answer,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not an expert in it.
Mm.
Experts do this every day, and trust their opinions, because it could save you hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing what you got going on. How do people get in touch with you if they either want to work with you or have more questions? What's the best way?
Yeah, so my LinkedIn's probably the best way to get a hold of me. I'm Rick Magennis, and I'll send that to you so you can put it up there.
Fantastic.
But my business URL is sparkaffiliatepr.com, and that's where we do just our affiliate and PR
Hmm.
for brands. And yeah, those are two places you can get a hold of me. Um, yeah, I'm pretty active, like just checking my messages on LinkedIn.
I love it. I love it. Guys, check out Rick on LinkedIn or sparkaffiliatepr.com. Thank you for jumping in, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no worries.